What a difference a week makes. Last week at this time, we were handling high water levels. Now concerns continue as those levels drop.
One of those concerns, E. coli. KWQC investigates a live look at what is in the floodwater and what's left to clean up. Elizabeth, thank you. Now back to our top story tonight. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gary Mativier.
I'm Paula Sands. You know, we always tell you in times of flooding to stay out of high water. Well, now we can tell you one of the main reasons. We went to the experts and got the floodwater tested for E. coli, something we've done in the past, but never with results like this. To get perspective, a normal amount of E. coli bacteria for the river is 100 count. Hazardous levels of bacteria measuring 235 or higher. But these are the results of the two samples taken this week. One, 330, and the other 610 count. KWQC's Morgan Otier is heading up this investigation, joins us now from LeClaire Park, and we did not expect numbers this high, Morgan.
No, Paula, we didn't. Even the lab director, he was surprised about those numbers. Now, he was expecting bacteria levels to be elevated. That is typical with any flood, but he was not expecting hazardous levels of E. coli. So if you're going to be anywhere near this floodwater, anywhere near the receding water, you're going to want to take proper precautions so you don't get sick.
The counts were in the hazardous range.
It doesn't look clean. There are all kinds of things floating around in this floodwater, but it's what you can't see that you should be most worried about.
Of course, if you were ingested anything with this level of bacteria, certainly could make you sick.
A lab analysis was done on 2 samples of floodwater collected near LeClaire Park. The samples are split up on these analysis trays.
The cells here that are glowing fluorescent, those are the ones that contain E. coli bacteria.
Even the lab director was surprised at how high the E. coli counts turned out to be.
It's certainly hazardous enough that any people that would be in the water would be under significant risk.
But why is floodwater more hazardous than river water?
It washes out dead animals, dead carcasses, sometimes septic systems, different items like that. A lot of it can be agricultural runoff.
And even as the water recedes, much of the bacteria remains. So you should still be taking proper precautions.
Once the water recedes, just keep in mind a lot of that bacteria will still remain in the mulch and different items that's left behind.
Now, to give you an idea of how hazardous these bacteria levels are to people, if results like this were found at a beach or a lake like Lake Michigan, for example, that recreational area would be shut down until bacteria levels return to normal. We're live in Davenport. Morgan Otier, KWQC, TV6 News.
Thanks, Morgan. Again, if you come into contact with floodwater, make sure to thoroughly wash your hands afterward. The city uses disinfectant trucks to clean the streets, and since they can't clean beaches, don't go right after flooding. It's best to wait a few days at least after floodwaters recede. When it comes to